Think about this. When you stream a video, back up a file, or send an email, where does your data actually go? Is it floating in space, sitting inside your laptop, or stored somewhere deep underground in a secret data fortress? The truth? Your data is everywhere and nowhere at the same time, distributed across thousands of buildings humming with servers around the planet. Welcome to the AWS Global Infrastructure, the hidden engine powering everything from Netflix streams to African fintech startups. By the end of this video, you'll know how AWS regions, availability zones, and edge locations keep the cloud fast, resilient, and always on, and how AWS organizes its services and categories to make all this work like magic. When beginners hear the cloud, they imagine something abstract, fluffy, and distant. But here's the truth: the cloud is physical. It lives in buildings, consumes megawatts of power, and spans continents. And misunderstanding where your data actually lives can lead to serious problems. Poor app performance, latency issues, legal compliance headaches. For African developers building cloud apps, this knowledge isn't optional. It's the difference between global success and regional frustration. So, let's tear off the mystery and explore how AWS connects the entire planet, piece by piece. What is AWS Global Infrastructure? AWS Global Infrastructure is a massive distributed system that allows Amazon to deliver services reliably to customers anywhere in the world. Think of it as a digital nervous system with three main layers. Regions, the major body parts. Availability zones, AZs, the vital organs inside each region. Edge locations, the reflex points that respond instantly to nearby activity. Together, these layers keep the cloud alive, resilient, and lightning fast. AWS Regions. Let's start with regions, the largest building blocks in AWS. A region is a geographic area that contains multiple, fully independent data centers. Each region is designed to be isolated from others, so even if one fails, the rest of the world keeps running. As of now, AWS has over 30 regions globally, from US East, North Virginia, to Africa, Cape Town, Europe, Frankfurt, Asia Pacific, Singapore, and more. When you deploy an app, you choose which region to launch it in, and that choice affects latency, speed of access for users, cost, some regions are cheaper than others, compliance, data sovereignty laws differ by country. Example: a startup in Nairobi might host their app in Africa, Cape Town, for speed, but back up data in EU, Ireland. AWS gives you control. You decide where your cloud lives. Availability zones. Inside each region are availability zones, the secret sauce behind AWS's reliability. An availability zone is basically a cluster of data centers connected by high-speed, low-latency networks. Each AZ has its own power supply, cooling system, and physical security. AWS recommends designing your applications across multiple AZs, so if one goes down due to a disaster, your system automatically fails over to another. That's how companies achieve 99.99% uptime. Think of AZs like backup generators, invisible to users but critical when things go wrong. Example: in the US East 1 region, you might see names like US East 1A, US East 1B. Edge locations. Now let's move to the edges of the network, literally. Edge locations are smaller data centers that cache and deliver content closer to users. They're powered by Amazon CloudFront, AWS's content delivery network. Imagine you're in Nairobi watching a video hosted in the US. Without edge caching, that data would travel thousands of kilometers, slow and painful. But with an edge location in Johannesburg, the video loads instantly because it's delivered from the nearest point. AWS has over 400 edge locations worldwide, the invisible web that makes the internet feel instantaneous. AWS local zones and wavelength zones. Some applications, like gaming or live trading, need ultra-low latency, like milliseconds matter. For that, AWS created local zones and wavelength zones. Local zones extend AWS services to major metro areas, perfect for running workloads that need to be close to users. Wavelength zones integrate AWS with 5G networks, making cloud computing right at the edge of mobile networks. These aren't everywhere yet, but they're expanding fast, especially in growing digital economies like Africa. Why this matters: reliability and latency. So why should you care about all this geography? Because location equals performance. When your app lives close to your users, it's faster, more reliable, and more secure. And when it's spread across multiple regions and AZs, it's resilient. It can survive earthquakes, power outages, or fiber cuts. AWS's architecture is like nature, decentralized, redundant, and self-healing. AWS Service Categories Overview. Now that you understand where the cloud lives, let's talk about what lives in it: AWS services. AWS offers 200+ services grouped into major categories. Compute, EC2, Lambda, Elastic Beanstalk. These handle processing power. Storage, S3, EBS, Glacier. These keep your data safe and accessible. Database, RDS, DynamoDB, Aurora. Manage structured and NoSQL data. Networking and content delivery. VPC, CloudFront, Route 53. Manage traffic and delivery. Security and identity. IAM, Cognito, KMS. Control who accesses what. Machine learning and AI. SageMaker, Rekognition, Poly. Add intelligence to your apps. Developer tools, code build, code deploy, code pipeline, automate and manage dev workflows. Analytics, Athena, Redshift, EMR, extract insights from data. Each category serves a purpose, and the magic happens when you combine them. For example, hosting a web app using EC2 plus RDS plus CloudFront. Here's the powerful insight. The AWS cloud isn't floating in the sky. It's anchored in geography and strategy. Every region, every AZ, every edge location is part of a giant global web, giving you control, flexibility, and resilience at a scale humanity has never seen before. Whether you're building the next African super app or hosting your first website, this knowledge empowers you to make better decisions: where to deploy, how to scale, and how to serve your users faster. That's how small teams compete with tech giants, by using the same global cloud network. So far, you've learned how AWS's infrastructure spans the world: regions, availability zones, edge locations, and service categories that power modern technology. But here's the catch. With great cloud power comes great responsibility. In our next episode, we'll unlock the secrets of AWS security and compliance, the AWS shared responsibility model, how to use identity and access management, how to secure your AWS accounts and data, and how to stay compliant and protected while scaling globally. If you're serious about mastering the cloud, subscribe now, hit that bell icon, and join the Tech Hub Africa community, where Africa learns, builds, and grows in tech.